Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to SoulSpace podcast number
26.
26. Awesome.
Pretty sure it's 26, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about setting your New Year's intentions. We like to call it intention rather than resolution.
Yes.
It seems to stick better, easier to handle, and we're going to just talk about that a little bit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm
So
excited about
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. This is
Mm.
such a fun topic because a lot of times people want to set resolutions and goals for the year. And a lot of times they stop pursuing those really fast. And so we want to kind of give you some tips and tricks and things that can help you and some ideas on how to really set more of intentions for the year and how that can help you to follow through in different ideas that we have that we know have helped ourselves, have helped our clients. And so we're just excited to share those with you today.
Yeah. Yeah. So excited for 2024.
Yes.
2023 was kind of a weird year. Do you think?
It's kind of a weird year, but I'll be honest, I really enjoyed it.
For the most part, I liked it, but it just felt like it was a la la land year. Like, I don't know.
Like, I
just
don't know what's
weird.
happening. Something's
Yeah.
happening and I'm enjoying most of it, but okay.
Yeah, yeah. It, flew by the seat of our pants more than normal, which
Mhm.
is pretty crazy.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. But if you learn to just go with the flow, everything turns out fine. Yeah.
I think we're getting really good at that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know I am too. Yeah.
Practice.
So, right. Yeah. So with resolutions, sometimes you'll set resolutions that are pretty lofty or pretty big, and then you get overwhelmed within the first week and you just say, screw it, or sorry about the language, but whatever. I curse like a sailor most days. So anyway, they you don't really follow through because you get so overwhelmed right away. So with intentions, you can set maybe a monthly intention or 3-month intention, something like that. And then, it's not so overwhelming. It's not such a big thing that you're trying to do right away. I mean, you wanna know your end result that you're getting to in the future, but you want to set those smaller goals to get you moving on the path, right?
Right, exactly. I like that you brought that up because one of my favorite things is taking very small bites. So one of the biggest things that I found as a counselor and therapist, but also as a coach and as a human being, is that um, a lot of times what'll happen is if you set this really long goal, even if it's a week long, sometimes that can be too much. It depends on the person, depends on you. You
Right.
know yourself best.
Yeah.
And I found that it's really important that you feel success first. Because if you feel a failure first, well, I didn't do this and I didn't do that, or I failed at this and whatever, I just give up on myself because I just can't do it. I can't be consistent. Well, the problem is that you set yourself too far apart from your first goal, from your first
Right.
intention. And so you need to make a smaller bite for yourself.
Mhm.
And that's great because now you know in order to make progress, I just need smaller bites. I did too big of a bite last time. Maybe a week is too long.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, it actually is.
Yeah.
So I find
Yeah.
it's easier to maybe for the first week, you go, well, tomorrow I'm going to do this towards my bigger goal. And then the next day, I'm going to do this towards my bigger goal. It could even start with making a plan. It could start with a thought process. It could start with an affirmation I'm going to do tomorrow. It could start with, I'm going to do my gratitude list tomorrow, whatever it is to start the ball rolling and to feel that success. I did that thing. I did that one thing that I told myself that I was going to do, and that feels good. And you have that success, and that really starts you to move and gives you the momentum to go on to the next. Well, I'll do this next thing,
Yeah.
or I'll try this next thing, or next week, I'll do my affirmation tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And if I have success with that this week, then I'll move on to the next step of my goal and maybe add that on the next week. And you build habits that way.
Yeah.
And that's really what's going to help you get that momentum, is to feel that success first. Feel that success first. I want you to remember that, because that's really how people get going. And that's really how you begin to actually feel motivated to begin really moving towards those goals. And
Yeah.
you've done one step towards a large goal. But if you just look only at that large goal, that's like what you said, when the overwhelm comes in. So you keep that in mind. This is my big goal, but this is my first step.
Right.
This
Yeah.
is step number 2.
Yeah.
And to just know that you have to start with that, or it could get really hard and you'll give up. And the thing is, the things that you want them for a reason.
Yeah.
And we don't want you to give up.
Yep, that was one thing that I really learned when I started in coaching, was to, set the smaller goals. I was so used to setting these big goals and never achieving them. And pretty soon I thought, why do I even make myself frustrated with that? I didn't set goals for years, because I knew I wouldn't achieve them, because I got overwhelmed. So once I learned about coaching and started and getting certified and stuff, I realized how easy it is to achieve those things when you start small and just take the little steps and go towards your goal. And then it happens without even actually realizing, it doesn't feel like you're working towards that. Yeah, I mean, you're excited about it all the time because you're winning with these littler goals. So
right. And that,
yeah.
like you said, that keeps you motivated.
Yeah.
Because you feel good about
Yeah.
it. You feel
Yeah.
good about where you're going. You feel good about what you've done to move towards it. Like we said, even if it's not something that's like directly related to that goal, it's getting you towards that goal.
Yeah. Yeah. A friend of ours, Espen, was talking about setting goals for like taking a walk every day. And he was talking about on a live today or yesterday, I don't remember, but he said, just walk for 1 minute outside, maybe just walk to the mailbox and back, or the end of your driveway and back. And that will feel good. So the next day, go a little further. And he did that a couple of years ago, getting back into fitness. He had been really an active person for a long time and then had an injury, so he couldn't do it. So when he started back, he just did 5 minutes a day and 10 minutes a day, and just walking. And then pretty soon he was jogging again and running. And he, ended up being one of his healthiest years ever, because he started small and didn't let himself get overwhelmed. And, it was really good for him. So, that's what is easiest to do is if you just break things down. So find your end result that you want, and then work backwards to that to start setting your goals. Maybe if you're building a business, maybe post twice a week or even once a week, whatever feels good to you, and then start posting more often. And I should listen to that, because I'm the worst at doing that. But doing those kinds of things, maybe you're going to have, if you're working on your health, maybe you cut out sugar 1 day a week, get yourself used to that. And then, you're going to do, maybe in 2 weeks, you'll just do, okay, I'm going to cut out sugar 2 days a week, and pretty soon you're going to notice how much better you feel without it, that you're going to work towards, wow, I'm just going to eat sugar only 1 day a week. And it's so good to start small. And it's so important to realize that, because it takes all that angst and frustration out of setting your goals.
Right. And it also takes out the disappointment, because you're having those small wins.
Yeah.
So you're like, I haven't achieved this big goal yet, but I do have all these wins.
Yeah.
And it feels really good.
Yeah.
And you brought up a good point that made me think about our podcast as an example of setting an intention.
Yeah.
And we just had this idea that we wanted to start doing a podcast and putting ourselves out there and helping people to live happier, healthier lives. And we just started with an intention. Well, let's do a podcast. And
Yeah.
what we did, and I think this really helps a lot of times, a lot of us have trouble with consistency. And
Right.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah, me
You know, I
too.
have all these things that I want to do, but consistency can be an issue. What we did is we scheduled it.
Yeah,
Scheduling things is one of the best things you can do, because you set aside that time. This is the time I have to do this. This is the day I have to do this, whatever it is that works for you.
mhm,
And we said, this is the day we're gonna do it. We're gonna get together at this, around this time, or when I get off of work, is usually when we,
right, yeah,
when we do it. We'll meet on this day, we'll do this,
yeah,
and this is what we're gonna do.
yeah,
And we have done this for 26 weeks straight.
right. And even the couple times that we couldn't do it that day, we didn't give up. We didn't cancel it for the week.
Right.
We did it the next day instead, or we
did
did it
two in
from
one
home.
day.
Yeah,
Or we did it
two
from
in-
home.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so we always made it our priority to do this every week. And you can do that with anything. And it's so good. It feels so good to have that accomplishment, even if it's, once you do it for a month, and then it's like, oh, I can do this. I can be accountable to myself.
Yeah.
And I can actually achieve that goal that I wanted to do. So
It feels really good. So
Yeah.
that's another thing that's a really good strategy if you struggle with consistency, is scheduling it in.
Yeah.
Schedule it for a certain time of the day, or if you're not doing something every day, schedule it for that certain day of the week. Like you gave the example of posting. Like if you're working on building a page and you want
Mhm.
people to start to see it, schedule that one post a week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on this post on Sunday, and then I'm gonna schedule it for whenever it is that you want it to post.
Right.
Or let's say you want to do a few that week, like
Mhm.
that's your goal.
Yep.
Schedule Sunday. This is the time that I'm gonna work. Sometimes even being a specific time is really helpful.
Yeah.
Schedule, this is the time I'm gonna work on it. I'll give myself an hour. I'm gonna create these posts and then schedule them out, and then I'll be done for the week.
Mhm.
So it's just about being consistent on that. Scheduling can really help you with consistency.
Yeah.
And it can help you with getting overwhelmed, because sometimes what people will do is they'll procrastinate if they don't have it scheduled, and then at the end of the week they'll have like 5 things that they need to do, and they're like, well, this is too much, I'm never going to accomplish this.
Right.
Well, you didn't schedule it.
Yeah.
Scheduling is a huge thing. It'd be super useful for if you follow through on it like we have.
Mhm.
It's been really huge. It feels really good to
Yeah.
us to have accomplished that, because when we said let's do this podcast, well, we've had this idea for a while.
Yeah.
When we finally said
Years.
yes, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then now we've been doing it for 26 weeks straight, just because
Right.
we scheduled it in. We said,
Yeah.
this is when we're going to do it. We're going to make it a priority. We love it. We're having
Mhm.
so much fun doing it.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of good feedback, and people are enjoying it, and it's helping them. So for us, it's really been a huge win. And I don't think I've ever done anything for 26 weeks straight. Well, that's not exactly true, but
But
it's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it is crazy how fast you give up on things if you get overwhelmed.
Yes.
And aren't seeing any progress.
Mhm.
It's like, and especially these days where we want that instant gratification on
Yeah.
everything, and the younger people are even more so like that. But if you set something that you can do, like walk for 5 minutes, walk around the room, whatever you have to do to get so many steps in a day, or whatever it is, if you start low, you're gonna do it, you're gonna achieve that. And make it something that is a tiny bit of a stretch, but it's not a huge stretch. Like I would never set, I'm gonna do 10,000 steps in a day, when usually you only do 300 or whatever it
Yeah,
is,
exactly.
that's way too much in one jump. So take those baby steps and schedule yourself in there, do the things. And you can set a reminder on your phone,
I love reminders on my phone.
I do too. It's the only way I stay on track.
Yeah.
If my phone beeps at me, I know I'm supposed to be somewhere, or be online, or do something, so I'm always, and if I forget to set that reminder, I have a planner, but I probably don't look at it every day, or every week even. But the important things are in there, and if I write them down and then put them in my phone, I never forget where I'm supposed to be or what I'm
Right.
doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every week on Tuesday,
Yeah.
my alarm
phone
goes
beeps.
off.
Yeah.
SoulSpace podcast.
Yeah. 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 It's so good. And once you get in the habit of doing that, I have a business call every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. I know that, and I have that in my phone, so I'm always there. So just get in the habit of doing that. And that might be your intention for the year, is that you're going to be more scheduled when you need to be. I mean, my thing is freedom, I don't want to be scheduled every minute of every day, but
Right.
there are some things that I love to do. So I do schedule those things, and
Right.
the podcast is one of them.
It's also about
You know?
making yourself the priority,
Right.
because
Yeah.
you have set these intentions for yourself because they're priority. They're things that you want for yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's really important to remember that you need to make yourself a priority. And by scheduling things, that's saying, I'm the priority. I'm going to stop the things that I'm doing right now. And this is the thing I'm going to work on. And then I'll come back to the other things.
Yeah.
And I think that's
Yeah.
really important too, because it's also saying, I love myself enough to give me this time to do
Right.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can do that with hobbies or anything,
Mhm.
if there's something that you really love to do, but you never seem to have the time, so you're always doing something else, schedule that thing, because you're worth it. You are worthy of having that thing that brings you joy. Like for me, it's being creative or doing art things. So I make it a point to, at least once a week, I do something creative, paint or craft or something. And it's been such a huge thing in my happiness journey to get back to doing that. I used to be creative every day because I worked in printing and had to be every day.
Right.
So, but once I got out of that, I didn't realize how much I missed being creative every day. And so I've made it a priority again to have that creativity in my life. And I do something every day usually to be creative. So, and you can do that you can bring creativity, if that's your thing, into so many different aspects of your life, making memes or making posts for your business. That is being creative.
Yeah.
So do those things, and or paint a picture or draw something or knit or crochet or weave a basket, whatever it
There's
is.
a million things that you can do.
Yeah. So one of the things that I like to start with at the beginning of the year is make a list of things that bring you joy, bring you happiness, whether it's being with kids or being with grandkids or, hanging out with your nieces or nephews or family, or going to dinner once a week, or, having lunch with a friend once a week, something like that. Start scheduling in those things that really make you happy and bring you joy. And pretty soon you'll have a momentum going that everything else is going to build too. Your whole life will feel better because
You start to feel lighter.
Yeah, because you're making yourself a priority, and your business or whatever else it is, setting those priorities for yourself. And it's fun to do that at the beginning of the year, because sometimes we forget about things that we love to do, and we don't set that as a priority. So
Right. And that itself can be stressful.
right.
Thinking about, I want to be doing these things. I want to do these things. I want to do these things.
Yeah.
And that's always in your mind, in the back of your mind,
Mm-hmm.
but you never give yourself the time to do them. And
Right.
that for me is a stressful thing too.
Yeah.
I have all these things within me that I want to do and get out, because I'm also a very creative person. I just want to, I have all these ideas that I want to put down, in designs and all these different things.
Mm-hmm.
But when I don't do them, or I don't schedule the time to do them, that's
Yeah.
when I feel stressed, because
Yeah.
it's kind of like any to-do list. It sits
Yeah.
there and stares at you and you just feel that stress. And so this helps you to, one bite at a time, relieve
Right.
the stress of that to-do list, because you're finally moving towards accomplishing those things. You know, and when you were talking, I was thinking about, you know, how we're talking about scheduling and how important it is.
Mhm.
Well, I've found, you know, if you schedule at the same time, so like if you have one thing that you do once a week, if you schedule at the same time or the same day, I feel the
Mhm.
same time, the same day is
Yeah.
probably the best.
Yeah.
Because what happens is the people around you get used to that time.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, well, it's Tuesday at 4 o'clock. We're doing our podcast. Well,
Mm.
everybody knows that and they get used to that, and
Yeah.
they give you that time, like, okay, yep, it's time for you to do your podcast. I'll see you when you're done.
Yeah.
That's what my husband does. He says,
Yeah.
oh, is it my Fleet Farm day?
Yeah.
I
He
said,
gets to
it
go to
sure
Fleet
is.
Farm. Yeah. Yep, that's good.
So they get
And it
used to your
is too,
schedule
yeah.
too. And
Yeah.
when the other people around you get used to your schedule, then you feel even more free to have that
Yeah.
time that you've scheduled to do your things.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just like go to work, you know, I go to work from 8 to 5 or whatever it is. And people around you know, oh, I can't call her today. She's at work. You know, it's the same thing. Oh, have that priority. Okay, I can't call you. You're at the gym that day or whatever it is, you know.
You have that yoga class that you do
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
Wednesday, or, you know, she's upstairs in her craft room crafting
Right.
away.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday at 7 o'clock, you know. And it's so wonderful when you have, then you also feel that freedom to do that
Yeah.
thing.
And you feel good that you made yourself a priority.
And you enjoy that
and-
time.
Right. Yeah.
And you feel accomplished.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yep.
what part of that is a downside?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's really no
No.
downside
No.
besides, oh, I had to punch it into my calendar.
Right.
Ooh, that took 5 seconds out of my life.
Yeah. So, start by making a list of things that you want to add in that you haven't given yourself enough time for in the past. Maybe start with that, making a list of things that you would love to do this year, and then go from there. You know, then you can go to your business, or what goals do I want to set for my business for the next month or the next 2 months or 3 months, whatever feels good to you. Just remember to not go too far ahead so that you get overwhelmed, and make it easy on yourself.
Start with a small thing.
Yeah.
Step 1, like
Yeah.
step 0.1 even.
Right.
Give yourself one little thing that you know that you will and
Mhm.
can accomplish.
Yeah. Yeah.
And say, this is when I'm going to do it, and then do it. And
Yeah.
then you will have that success that will help you get started.
Yeah.
You really need to be easy on yourself with this. A lot of
Mhm.
people are too hard on themselves, and that's why
Right.
they give up.
Yeah.
Let's be
Yeah.
easy on ourselves, because it could be way easier than
Right.
that. Let's
Yeah.
build the momentum rather than trying to jump from A to Z,
Yeah.
because that's asking too much for
It
anybody.
is. Yeah. Yeah. We don't, life is hard enough the way it is. We don't need to put more pressure just to
No.
get a stupid goal that it
No.
doesn't matter if you get it today or tomorrow. You're
And it
still on your
shouldn't
way
be
there.
pressurized either. It should
Right.
be
It should
moving
feel
towards your
good.
own joy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything should be moving towards
Mhm.
a happier, more joyful life.
Right.
That's what New Year's resolutions are about.
Yeah.
And so that's how we set our intentions is, I want to increase my happiness. I want to live a joyful life. I want to
Mhm.
appreciate more of the things that I have. They can be general like that too. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be huge. I want to improve my health.
Mhm.
Well, what's one thing I feel like I can accomplish tomorrow towards that?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be huge. Like
Yeah.
it could just be one step, and then the
Mhm.
next, and then the next.
Yeah.
Build that momentum. Don't make yourself try to jump from A to Z, because you're going to fail that.
Right.
Failure sucks. Let's be successful with step 1 instead, because that's a lot more fun.
Yeah, way more fun. So when you're thinking about your intentions, make sure they feel good, that it's something that feels good to do. And if it's a big lofty goal that you have that you want to achieve by the end of the year, maybe think back, step it back and think, okay, what's something really fun that I can do in the next week to get me a little closer to that goal?
Yes.
And make it a game like that, and you will start feeling good about moving towards that goal.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
think that's really important. What you said is that first step should feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Like actually want to do that step. I want to do
Yeah.
that one thing. That feels like fun to me. It feels good to me. It feels like, yes, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you aren't on a step that feels that way, go a step smaller.
Right.
Do one step smaller.
Yeah.
Because you're still too big. You need to go a
Mhm.
step smaller. Even if it feels super tiny, yes.
But
If it
you
feels
can
good,
give
do it.
yourself a fist pump because you got it done, no matter how small it was, right? Or a pat on the back, whatever it is.
Those are important. It's
Yeah.
important to celebrate the successes,
Yeah.
especially the little ones. A lot of people say, you should celebrate the little wins. Yes, you should,
Mhm.
but it's not you should, you need to.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to.
It's a really a must do, because if you don't celebrate those little wins, once you get to that big goal, if you get there, it's gonna feel like, oh, so I accomplished it, so what? But when you do celebrate all the small steps, you're feeling good all the way there. Just like a road trip, if you go from here to here and you just buzz right over there, but you don't do the little fun things on the way, that's where you make the memories.
Right.
That's where the fun stuff is the journey. So
And then when you get there, you're like, this was awesome. What's next?
yeah,
And
then
that's what
you're
you want to
excited to
feel
go
when you
further.
accomplish your goals. It's
Right.
like, I can't believe I did that. So amazing.
Yeah.
What's next?
Right.
You get excited for the next thing because there's
Mhm.
always a next thing. There's going to be always more things that you want.
Yeah.
And you'll be excited rather than disappointed. You'll be like, yes, I did that. All right, what's next?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
that's
love
really fun. That's a fun way to live your life.
it. It is really fun.
I know I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's been a good road trip.
Mhm.
Yeah. So should we do a little bit of freedom release method to help clear some blocks around setting intentions or setting
I
goals?
think that we should. I think that we should help to, open ourselves up to the possibilities.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a new year.
It is a new year. And it's gonna be awesome.
It already is.
Yeah.
Day one, pretty great.
Day one, we had sunshine.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
That was good because we hadn't seen it for quite a few days.
It was a little cloudy. It's fine.
Yeah.
North Dakota. It's so nice.
Yeah. I mean, we can't complain because it's been such a mild,
Oh, I have no complaints.
amazing winter.
That brown rainy Christmas was the best.
Yeah, it was. It was. We even had a sleepover at my house because no one could leave.
Oh, that's sweet too.
Yeah, it was fun.
I like it.
Yeah. So let's do a little bit of freedom release on just getting in tune or getting in alignment with what you're wanting and what you're thinking about. What kind of blocks can we get rid of to help us move forward easier?
Do you want to give a short rundown on how to do the freedom release method? Because we do have a couple podcasts that tell you how.
Yeah.
But we might as well, since this might be your first introduction to us, tell you what to do.
Yeah. So freedom release method is a breathing technique. I'll say a statement, or one of us will say a statement, and you just breathe in, hold your breath. We'll say the statement. You think it in your own words, in your own mind, and then you just blow it out. And what we're doing is releasing the blocks that are holding us back from getting what we want or from feeling good about those things.
Basically, we're tapping into your subconscious to release those blocks.
Yeah. And so you can allow those good things to come. So just breathe in, hold, blow it out, and make sure you blow it out to where you are getting rid of that, we're getting rid of that block. And then we'll do those, and then we'll do fill-ups to take place of that, and it makes things stick a little longer, stay a little better, helps you stay in that mindset that you want to be in. When we do releasing, some bodily functions happen sometimes. You might yawn, that's the most common one. I yawn all the time
Yeah.
doing it. You might cough, sneeze, burp, pass gas, whatever. Sometimes your stomach will just growl. Any energy work can do that because the energy is moving through your body. And it actually is a cellular release besides just a subconscious. So we're releasing that energy out of our body that's keeping us from doing the things we want to do. So allow that to be, just don't hold that back. Sometimes even a tear might come when it's a real deep-seated blockage. So, allow those things to happen, because if you're holding that back, that's what's causing your troubles to begin with. And being energy workers, when you hold on to emotions, if you keep doing that and stuffing everything down, pretty soon that manifests into a physical things.
Right.
So don't do that. But if you do that, we can help you release by this. So, and most people do it on some level, try not to, and it gets easier and easier to remember not to hang on to stuff. But, remember, the past is in the past for a reason. We don't need to carry it with us forward. So
True.
Let's do a few. So first, just take a deep breath. I'll do a few and then you can do a few.
Sure.
Or what? Okay. Take a deep breath just to kind of get centered and grounded a little bit. I like to see roots coming out of the bottom of my feet going into the ground when I do that, just to get me solid and in my body. Sometimes when we're busy and working and going 100 miles an hour in 10 different directions, we forget to be in our body. We're buzzing around all over. So
get very ungrounded.
Yeah.
Kind of helps to just recenter.
Yep, just center yourself. Okay, so breathe in and hold. I release any resistance with being worthy of what I want in my life. Good. Breathe in and hold. I release any resistance to knowing that I can have that goal that I want to set for myself. Good. Breathe in and hold. I release any resistance with actually setting the intentions that I want. Breathe in and hold. I release any resistance to knowing that I am good enough no matter what. Good. Breathe in and hold. I release any resistance to knowing that there is no goal that's too big. And breathe in and hold. I release any resistance to knowing that I can start small and get better and better as I go forward. Okay. Do you have a few you want to do?
Yeah, maybe let's just shake it out for a second. Shake it out.
Take a drink if you have something to drink.
Hydration is very important when you're doing releases.
Yeah. Yeah. Drinking keeps that energy moving, water, something that's not sugary, water, tea, whatever you have there. But it just keeps that energy flowing through you. So
also very important.
Yeah.
Okay, take a deep breath in and hold. I release any resistance with it is safe for me to set intentions. Take a deep breath in and hold. I release any resistance to it is safe for me to be me in my life. Take a deep breath in and hold. I release any resistance with it is safe for me to want the things that I want. Take a deep breath in and hold. Oh, I'll wait till you finish yawning.
That was a good one.
Just take a deep breath and let it out. Okay, take a deep breath in and hold. I release any resistance to it's okay for me to start small. Take a deep breath in and hold. I release any resistance with I'm okay with failing. Take a deep breath in and hold. I release any resistance to I am worth taking my time. Take a deep breath in and hold. I release any resistance to I am worthy enough to set my own goals. Take a deep breath in and hold. I release any resistance to I love myself. Take a deep breath in and hold. I release any resistance to I love myself enough to set a schedule. Good.
Awesome. Those were good. Love it. Okay, so do you want to do Phillips?
We both
Or
do
should
Phillips.
we both do
I
something?
don't remember everything that we said.
I don't either. We'll figure them out. They're so good. Okay, breathe in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because I know I'm worthy of the goals that I want to achieve in my life. Breathe in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because I know that I can start small and go forward from there. Breathe in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation, knowing that I can take baby steps to get towards my intentions. Breathe in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because I love myself enough to schedule my time. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, that felt good.
We do a couple more.
Yep.
All right, take a deep breath in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because I know I'm worthy of all of my dreams. Take a deep breath in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because I know taking my time is worth it. Take a deep breath in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because I love myself enough to accomplish my dreams. Take a deep breath in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because I love myself. Take a deep breath in and hold. I'm filled with love, joy, and appreciation because I'm a rock star.
That was good.
That's always fun to do.
Awesome, yeah. So go forward, set some intentions for yourself, make a list of the things that really bring you joy and focus on those things, and everything else will fall in place.
Right.
Yeah.
Because your intentions should feel good. They should be things that are going to be fun for you, that you're passionate about, that you want to move forward towards in your life, and things that you know will help you feel good and feel better. So think about that when you're setting your intention, is what are those things that I can do that move me toward that? Because a lot of times what we really want at the core of the things that we're asking for and that we're setting our goals towards is happiness.
Yeah.
We want to increase the happiness in our lives, and we think that those things will bring us that way. We'll start there.
Yeah.
What are some ways that you can be happier today?
Right. Yeah. Just having a nice cup of tea,
Mhm.
anything little, to help you feel good is getting you towards those goals.
It's worth your time.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. So how can we find you, Carissa?
You can find me.
I just thought about something else.
Ooh, I want you to bring that up first.
Okay, so we're gonna start a book club, our book study.
Yes.
We're gonna go through the book The Magic. I didn't bring mine today.
By Rhonda Byrne.
Yeah, by Rhonda Byrne, who did The Secret. She's all about the law of attraction. And the magic is all about creating appreciation and feeling grateful in your life. So focusing on your life and being grateful for it and appreciating things. So it's a really fun book to do a book study or book community on. And we've done it quite a few times before, and we thought it was about time to bring it back.
Yes.
So
because it really can, I mean, it does what the book says. It can really create magic
in your life.
Yeah. And it's really fun. So if you want to join us for that, watch later, and we'll start giving you when we're going to get it started, which is very soon.
Yep, we're gonna
And the
start
dates
in
and
2
times.
weeks. So if you're kind of interested, you think you'll be interested in doing it, go ahead and get the book now. You'll have it. We'll give you 2 weeks, so it'll be time enough to order it if you need to, or get it at your favorite bookstore. We'll have information next week. We'll give you maybe the Zoom link and stuff to do that. So it's going to be fun. It's open to anybody and everybody.
It's free.
And it's free.
Who doesn't like free fun stuff? I know we do.
Yeah. And it will meet once a week, so you can do it from anywhere around the world.
Yes, we already have a group together that's excited about it. So join us. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. So we'll tell you more about that next week. Okay, where can we find you?
Awesome. So you can find me at Light of Hope Healing on Facebook. And I also have a Square website, which is light-of-hope-healing.square.site. Where can we find you, Tracy?
I'm at inspiredsignals.com on my website, and I'm also on Facebook and Instagram at Inspired Signals. And we have a collaborative page called SoulSpace, and that's our office name. So we're on Facebook with that. So find us on all the things.
Yes, and I want to know, what are some of your intentions that you set for yourself for this year?
Yeah.
We're excited to hear what things that you're interested in going forward towards. And if you're interested in more strategies or ways that we could help you move towards that, please let us know. We always want to hear from you. And we look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yeah. Enjoy your week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.